Attention, quiet on the set. It's Tirade TV.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. You know how I do. I like to get right into it, but I do want to thank you all for tuning in. Recently, there has been, a lot made about the baby formula shortage, which there should be. Some people say that there's baby formula down at the southern border, and that it's being accessed by some of the illegal immigrants. It's been reports that stated that. But in the midst of all of this, one name has resurfaced once again. A name that we've heard a lot we've heard a lot about, well, for the past 40 years, I would say, but definitely more so over the past 2 years. A name that keeps coming up, seem like with every major event, every major catastrophe, whether it's a pandemic or epidemic or whatever. The name is Bill Gates. This guy's name just keep popping up. Looking at this article I found, it's TFI Global, TFIGlobalNews.com. And man, I don't know why this guy, I don't even know how to, I don't even have the words for this guy right now, to be honest with you. But TFIGlobalNews.com has an article, and the article is basically headlined with the title of "The Bill Gates Connection Behind the Dire Baby Formula Shortages in the U.S." Reading from the article here, it says, "The United States is currently suffering through a major crisis that is pushing the lives of infants in danger. Baby formula, an essential commodity required in the households with infants or toddlers, is running short in the United States. This is happening apparently due to a major supply chain disruptions. Parents across the U.S. are struggling to find baby formula, driving to local stores and waiting for hours in search of nutrition for their babies. Most experts concerned with the matter say that this is the worst baby formula shortage the U.S. has seen in decades." First of all, that right there, the worst baby formula shortage the U.S. has seen in decades. That says something there. That statement by itself. It goes on to read, the shortage is attributed to the contamination problem at an Abbott Healthcare and Research factory that produces much of the Similac formula. The company had to voluntarily shut down the factory in February amidst the consumer complaints about the contaminated formula that was linked to the death of two infants. Here's the suspicious part, though, and that's not me saying that. The article actually says that. It actually reads, "Here's the suspicious part, though, comma, this shortage could have been triggered by the pharma lobby, and we have a piece of evidence explaining why it is possible." So let's keep reading. Bill Gates and the pharma lobby. Bill Gates and the pharma lobby have deep roots in the production of factory-based essential commodities. The possibility of this duo being behind the notorious shortage can't be denied. Hmm. A new alternative to breast milk is arriving soon. Let me stop right there. Every time we hear this guy's name, Bill Gates, it's always followed by a new alternative. Like this guy literally has a new alternative to everything. I don't know. I guess in his mind, I guess he has the ability to make everything better, huh? He's not a doctor. He's not a scientist. He's not some kind of health expert, but he has the ability to make everything better. Article goes on to read, a new alternative to breast milk is arriving soon. In June 2020, so we're talking what, just about 2 years now. And this also started in the midst of a so-called pandemic. Because think about it, in June of 2020, no one knew where this pandemic thing was going. I mean, it was only like what, 4 months old by then, 5 months old by then. So no one really knew where this was going. But yet in June of 2020, BioMilk, spelled BIOMILQ, a US based startup, announced that it will be producing artificial human breast milk from cultured human mammary I'm not the biggest. Let me see how I pronounce this word here. Epithelial cells. I'm not for sure how to pronounce that. EPITHELIAL. Cells to be commercially available to consumers. The company claims the alternative to be environment friendly as well. See, he always put it back on trying to save the environment or things being environmentally friendly. Then it shows has a big logo here with the BioMilk logo trademarked. Human milk for babies is what it says. It goes on to say, surprisingly, the company received $3.5 million from a fund that was co-founded by big US businessmen like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, and Mark Zuckerberg. The fund was established to help prevent the ill effects of climate change. Everything always goes back to climate change, I tell you, everything. BioMilk co-founder and cell biologist Layla Strickland stated in an interview that with this artificial breast milk, parents, caretakers, and infants would be given more options for their early stage nutrition. The product is slated to arrive in the next 3 to 5 years. Hence, it's quite fishy that just before the arrival of the product, we're getting to see these supply chain shortages and great uncertainties over restorations have erupted in the factory of the biggest shareholder of the baby food market. Yeah, I don't think there's a coincidence there. Bill Gates, shady man with a purpose. That's what it says here. Genius, billionaire, and philanthropist, Mr. Bill Gates has a history of being in the rounds of suspicion. There even have been some conspiracy theories suggesting that Bill Gates is pushing his agenda in the shadow of the coronavirus pandemic. He has been given he has even been alleged with creating the so-called virus, pushing the jab agenda, justifying lockdown, and importantly predicting the duration of the big C, the big thing that's going on right now. None of the allegations are proven, but all this is indeed shady. Yes, it is. Furthermore, Bill Gates has been a staunch supporter of initiatives to tackle climate change. Whereas dairy products such as baby food have a huge toll on climate change, Bill Gates funded its alternative so he can push the product as an alternative to baby food. Mr. Bill Gates is certainly a man of suspicious character. He and other influential personalities in the pharma sector may have triggered the shortage of baby food on purpose to make people realize the significance and need for an alternative. And that's what the article says. That's not me saying that. And I'll leave the link to this article in the in the description. But yeah, I mean, this guy's name keep coming up, and it's been said by many people that this guy creates problems, creates issues so that he can basically provide the resolution, provide the cure. And here's a guy, I would say 15, 20, 30 years ago, most people looked up to because they're, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they're going to help, you know, kids in Africa and, in India and so forth. And supposedly, what they've actually been doing over there is the opposite of helping. But I'm not going to get into that because, well, I'm just not going to get into that right now. But also, Bill Gates, his father, William H. Gates Sr., was also one of the, or helped to found Planned Parenthood with Margaret Sanger. Now, Margaret Sanger, a known racist eugenicist who Hillary Clinton said was like a role model to her, which is strange because someone like that clearly says they love and care about the black community. But someone like Margaret Sanger, who set out to destroy black babies, is your role model? That's a little strange to me, but maybe that's just me. Like I said, all this is my personal opinion. But why would I trust Bill Gates on something like this when his father was instrumental in the establishment of something that has killed more black babies, has taken more black lives than anything in history? Think about that. Why would I trust him with that? But you're gonna have your I guess you could say your Bill Gates apologist that believes everything he's done is great. He's a philanthropist and he's donated, and his foundation has donated so many millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to whatever cause. Let me tell you this: it is just because, let's put it this way, just because someone's a billionaire or multi-billionaire does not mean that they're completely innocent. Does not mean that they're innocent at all. See, we become so infatuated with the fame, the popularity, the money. We don't really see what's going on with the person. We do it, with Bill Gates. We do it, with politics, political figures. Just because they look a certain way, or act a certain way, we believe them, and at the same time, they're lying to us. Anyways, let me know what you all think about this, because I believe, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can pull this up for you real fast. I think CNN had actually did a story on this recently about this. Let me see if I can find the little CNN article. I think there was something recently about this on CNN. Or okay, here we go. Let's see. This was shows here 13 days ago. CNN Business article says lab grown human milk may be just 3 years away. Yeah, this article was out here on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Breast milk is the perfect food for babies, but not all mothers are able to breastfeed. And with the adoption or surrogacy, parents don't have the option. Enter BioMilk. The North Carolina based startup is working to create human milk outside of the body. From burgers to breasts. The idea first came to co founder and chief science officer Leila Strickland in 2013 after she heard about the world's first lab grown burger. A cell biologist by training, Strickland wondered if similar technology could be used to culture human milk producing cells, she tells CNN Business. Strickland had struggled to produce enough breast milk for her first child. Quote, a lot of women were grappling with this, unquote, she says. Globally, only 1 in 3 babies receives as much breast milk in their first 6 months as experts recommend, says the World Health Organization. Instead, many parents rely on formula. The milk formula industry was worth over $52 billion in 2021. Let that sink in. Let me repeat that. The milk formula industry was worth over $52 billion in 2021. Think about that. That's according to market research provider Euromonitor International, a $52 billion industry. So yeah, of course, you're going to have people wanting to tap into that, obviously. But that's what we're dealing with right now. Someone creating an issue, then making themselves look like a hero or superhero to provide the resolution or to provide the cure. But that's who we're dealing with right now. Let me know what you all think. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Please download the Tirade TV podcast on all major podcast platforms. And as I always tell you, before I let you go, do not let mainstream media or any political figure tell you how to think. Do your own research and think for yourself. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.